Hey guys, we are back. Sorry for that. Our stream was kind of bugged on YouTube and we had to kind of restart it. Um, so, yeah, let's continue where we left off. If we want to update here on BTC, we are really going down right now. Um, I have the 4 hour here, and yeah, this 4 hour is really quick to go down, right?
Yeah,
Just
Usually
happens
when
real
we
quick.
usually when we go up, it doesn't happen that fast. But well, if we'll zoom in a little, so we can look at the RSI on the lower time frames, this 1 hour candle just completely sold off
yeah,
from the top here, and yeah, we're just going down right now. The selling volume is just too much, and the RSI is at the bottom already on the 1 hour 21. Um, I would
yeah,
say the first kind of trouble area for us to actually have some buying pressure is at the 32,600, which is a uh, golden pocket for this retracement here from this swing low here all the way up to the swing high over here. So I would say our first stop would be the 32,600. Um, but you never know with this kind of selling volume right now. It's gonna be a little tricky, but yeah,
yeah. But if we do take into account, we have the hourly here. We do have the RSI getting, pretty low there on the strength, getting closer towards the 20 right now.
yeah,
And so, that's one thing to keep into account. But what can we deduce from this? Could we have seen this coming? And I would argue that potentially yes, because we did have recently some crosses over here on the EMAs. If I switch this to the line chart, just so you can see a little better, the the brighter blue right here is the actual price action. But then we have our EMAs, the ones we were talking about earlier, the 200 in white, the 50, which is in blue, and then we have our smaller EMAs here. But we did recently have a cross of the smaller EMAs with the longer time frame EMAs here, and that was on the previous candles. So if I go back to the candles, that was literally on the preceding the previous one, the previous hourly. So just from that, we would have known once this candle opened up that there was a potential for that dip to the downside.
yeah. So yeah, usually when we have this sort of volatility, um, especially in the lower time frames, we can see it rebound pretty quickly as well, right?
Yeah.
Especially when the RSI gets oversold here, like this, like we are having right now. And I would say the signals were kind of pretty obvious, to be honest, because we had the 21 EMA at resistance
Hmm.
on the daily. We had also the 35K level here that we couldn't get past uh, for the last few hours. Basically, we tried once here, couldn't get
Hmm.
above it. Tried twice, couldn't get above it because so much resistance, and we just sold off from there, right?
And then
And
we also have the old adage, if you point to the bottom resistance line on your chart that I'm looking at here, we've tested that bottom line how many times in that shorter time frame? So that, they
um,
say that the more times
yeah,
a resistance or support line is tested, the more chance that it's going to break. So, in
exactly.
this case, it was tested a lot more to the downside.
Yeah, we tested a lot here. The buyers won here, they won here
Yeah.
as well, and they won in this area. But I think when we got back here, then the selling pressure just overtook it completely, and now we're seeing what we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
Um, since we are very oversold right now, my possibility of still coming back to this trend line to test it as resistance is still up because we haven't tested it on the 1 hour. If I look at the 30 minutes, we
Hmm.
haven't tested it on the 30 minutes as well. On the 15, we did one time. just right after we broke out here.
Yeah.
So we tested it as resistance again. So yeah, it could be that we already retested it on the 15 here. But yeah, with this RSI here, the way it is now, on the 15, 13, 12, the RSI.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty low.
yeah,
So I would
um,
expect to start seeing some wicks.
exactly. We are already seeing a little bit of a buying pressure here, but um, this could be just a retracement back to the upside before we continue down on this
Yeah.
15. And we could potentially reach the support here pretty fast, even with the RSI still at these levels. So yeah, keep an eye on that, guys.
Yeah, and the one thing to take note is there's moments when the RSI can become less reliable, and one of them is when we're trending and also trading in a range. So at the moment, you would consider this actually trending in that we're on a movement to the downside with big volume.
Yeah. So we kind of ask the question now: what's triggering this kind of sell-off, right? Um, Obviously, we have a pretty confluent line here of this, like this trend line here that comes back all the way down from back from the 22. So this could be a very telling signal for people who are actually shorting uh, to trade this breakout here. But I wonder if this is related to that grayscale trust. But I don't know if it's getting released yet.
I believe
Is
it's
it?
set to release by the end of the month, if I'm not
Mm,
mistaken. Let me look that up.
yeah, I see. Yeah, but I guess people are
In
just
2 weeks.
shorting this breakout then because it's a pretty reliable thing to actually see here. But yeah, BTC, that's it from now. We just gotta wait and see how it does. If we're gonna go back up and test this resistance line, or if we're gonna go down and test the support here at the 32,600.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, if we can continue now with some on-chain analysis, um, it's gonna be a kind of contradict contradicting that this what's happening now, but we have a few articles here that we can read, and well, you guys can take your opinions on these articles.
Hmm.
We're just gonna sort of read it to you guys. So what's going on right now is Willy Woo. He talked to Cointelegraph again, and this article says here that uh, BTC analyst says supply shock underway as BTC withdrawal rate spikes to 1 year high. And they sort of continue to say here, Willy Woo, an on-chain analyst anticipates a potential supply shock in the BTC market as long-term holders continued uh, wrecking BTC supply from short-term ones. And they continue to say here that the analyst referred to the ratio of BTC held by strong hands versus weak hands, also known as BTC supply ratio. Nothing that the former is actually actively absorbing selling pressure from whales who have been dumping their crypto holdings since February. And he shows this chart here, which kind of shows a divergence in the shock ratio as the price is going down. So obviously, Willy Woo is bullish on the price of BTC. Um, and they also mention here the new active users rising. And they say that this chart from Glassnode says that the portal, which is Glassnode, revealed that the BTC network has been onboarding an average of 32,000 new users every day, which is a new high for 2021. So here's the chart, the BTC network user growth.
Mm,
And the last peak that we had, uh, kind of a all-time high here, was at the 2018
yeah.
kind of top. So we topped out in 2018. At the same time, we topped out in the chart for the user growth here. So this is interesting. Um, and right now, with the price as it currently uh, is, we have another kind of peak here on the BTC user growth. So this is very interesting to see.
And it does seem like, especially now, um, especially with a lot of new interest and new users into the crypto space, it makes sense. And we had a large fiasco also in the beginning of this year, with the GameStop and GME and AMC, all these other actual stocks that people were getting into and learning about crypto because of. And so a lot of this is how much of the retail is actually getting wise to the buy the dip kind of concept, where
Yeah,
we buy the dip and then we sell at the top.
yeah. We're seeing a lot of spending as well, with especially with Visa, because
Mm.
Visa has a way to actually spend crypto, right? And if I'm not mistaken, they were saying that Visa saw kind of a 1.5 billion dollars in spending just on the first half of 2021 with crypto. So yeah, it shows.
A
It
big
really
increase
shows.
last year, yeah.
Yeah, the retail actually getting in on crypto. Um, they sort of conclude here about the users, that the BTC network user growth metric last stopped in January 2018, hitting approximately 40,000 before correcting lower alongside the prices. So alongside the prices were really the key word here, because it seems that the price is followed a lot of the downside from the user growth as well, or it was the other way around, right?
Yeah, the
But
users declined because the price was dropping. That would make sense as
exactly,
well.
yeah. So that's another thing that we could take away here. And right now, we could say that the user growth is growing because the prices are low, right? So
Yeah,
it depends on how you look at it, really. Um, but yeah, this is something interesting that we can watch for sure. Um, and talking about adoption, we have another thing here, is that the Bank of Jamaica
mm.
is going to begin digital currency pilot in August. So they're getting ready to begin a testing, uh, and it's planned central bank digital currency in collaboration with financial institutions in the country. So this is very interesting, a kind of stable coin for the central bank.
Hmm.
Um,
And one of the key takeaways is that they are going to have the banks as the intermediary that's going to basically handle the funds. So there's that kind of regulatory issues that comes with selling Bitcoin directly or crypto directly to the public.
yeah, and they say here that with the CBDC designed to complement Jamaica's banknotes, financial institutions will be able to issue the digital currency to individual and business account holders at a rate of one CBDC coin to one Jamaican dollar. So
Hmm.
this is pretty interesting. We're gonna follow this to see how it plays out from now. Um,
Because
but
it is a
yeah,
pilot,
crypto.
so that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, crypto is really growing in the world right now. So yeah, um, and another thing that we have here as well is this article that says that Goldman Sachs says that Ethereum's popularity could see Ethereum become dominant star of value. So yeah, they're saying that Ethereum could even surpass BTC in that aspect. So
Yeah,
What do you
there's been
guys
a lot
think?
of people, since for the last couple of months, I've heard a lot of people talk about Ethereum and how they believe that it might replace Bitcoin as the new, digital gold. So with all these new upgrades and, the London hard fork and, the burning of the gas, and it's going to be deflationary, eventually that will come to fruition based off of just how it's designed.
Exactly. Yeah, and they say that the reason for this is the use case, right? So basically, the smart contract applications here, they say, and they quote it from them, saying that currently Ethereum looks like the cryptocurrency with the highest real use potential. Um, the platform on which it is the native digital currency is the most popular development platform for smart contract applications. So yeah, they're saying that the use case and kind of if especially if we hit a sort of global use case and usability from Ethereum, then yeah, it's possible. I think for
Yeah,
sure.
I agree.
I have also found an interesting article about Ethereum,
Yeah.
where a Swiss bank becomes the first bank to offer ETH 2.0 staking. So now instead of doing stocks with your bank and getting money for them,
Oh
uh,
wow.
these people in Switzerland can or will be one of the first ones to be able to stake ETH 2.0
Directly
with
through
their
their bank.
bank,
Yeah,
right?
wow.
And
Really? That's crazy.
yeah, and the beautiful thing about this is if people invest into ETH 2.0 staking during a crypto winter, a bear market, they will definitely um, how do you say it, like harvest, yeah, a lot of potential gains from that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because of the use
7% as
case,
well,
Ethereum has a
right?
use case. So even through a bear market, there's going to be, potential positive news or positive effects of holding it as opposed to other coins who don't have as much of a use case.
for sure. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I think that's all the news that we have for now. Um, s- uh, Another
Oh,
thing that yeah, go on, Simon.
I had one more, which
Yeah.
is like a neat little um I don't know the exact word for it, but basically, there has been 1 billion worth of cryptocurrency spent on goods services um, with crypto debit cards.
Oh
So that's
yeah.
nice. And I read here in this article, um, you know, that there's already 70 million places on this planet. Like here it says Visa cardholders can currently spend cryptocurrency at more than 70 million merchants globally through partnerships with Circle, BlockFi, and Coinbase. So 70 million. That's big.
That's crazy. Yeah. Um, yeah, it talks a lot about the actual um, use case for crypto, right? And they're
Exactly.
saying a lot of people are saying that with the as the debit cards for crypto actually rise, and we start seeing more of them. It's gonna be really easy for us to actually spend crypto. So that's gonna be really interesting as well, right? And yeah, it was 1 billion actually. I said earlier 1.5, but yeah, in like 6 months, 1 billion of cryptocurrency just from Visa.
Mm,
Yeah, that's a lot, man. Really is.
yeah.
So that's really nice.
And they're already talking about its impact on, here Visa estimates crypto-linked cards and other digital payment systems, including biometrics and QR codes, could potentially disrupt the 11 trillion spent with cash and checks globally each year. So,
Yeah,
right
Mm,
now, in 6 months, people in cryptocurrency have paid for 1 billion. These people are already talking about it disrupting an 18 trillion market, $18 trillion market after after 1 billion was spent. So
yeah.
and
So
how much of that is FUD?
yeah, exactly. That's what I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
crypto debit cards are. I think it's just really nice, man. Because people like me, because like myself, I only basically all my money is basically at crypto, either with stable coins such as Tether or coins such as BTC, right? And if we have a chance to actually spend it really easily, then well, that's all we need, right? And it's good for crypto as well. So yeah, I would really love to actually see this market growing and getting this kind of services.
Adoption. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I can't wait to see which country ends up being the one with the most uh Bitcoin accepting merchants. You know,
Yeah,
which
Right.
country is going to take the lead with that? That's going to be very interesting. See how they manage it.
Yeah, indeed, indeed.
Well, I think every country that's still, butting their heads against the wall, or slamming their
Yeah.
hands on the table, saying that cryptocurrency is bad and all that. Um,
yeah,
Do we have
you know,
anybody in the chat maybe has any questions about what we were just discussing? If you guys maybe have any charts you want us to look at too.
yeah, guys. If you have any requests or anything that you want to talk about, or you want us to talk about, you can put it in the chat. But yeah, I think that was all the news that we had for us today. Just to wrap up here on the BTC chart once again.
And where are
Um,
we currently?
right now we are kind of stopped a little bit after all that volatility. The 4 hour is in the middle here of the resistance that we were watching, and the support at the 32,600. Looking at the 1 hour, we are still with a lot of volume here on this candle.
Yeah. And if
So
we
yeah,
pull up the 15-minute, as you see in my chart, there is a potential that we may be finding a bottom, with the RSI and the MFI as well on my screen here. So that's something, we might have to look out for. But, again, there's a lot of volatility right now. So it's something that you want to be careful. You don't want to be getting into too many trades, especially at the end of an hourly candle. The last few minutes of an hourly is always going to be volatile, especially, 4 hours and daily candles as well.
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, just be careful, guys, because in this sort of situations, extremely volatile and a lot of selling pressure, we can see some relief rally to the upside for the R side to kind of reset for a little bit. But
Mhm.
as I don't feel safe as long as we are at a proper support
Yep.
or a resistance level. So I would say anywhere in the middle here, it's very, very dangerous to for you to actually trade, right?
Yeah.
So
Manage
if
your
I would,
risk accordingly,
yeah,
essentially. Yeah.
exactly,
Jose also commented. He said 5 minutes for the 1 hour close, and he thinks we're hitting resistance now. But I think we've gotten rejected. But he says the shorts are increasing even more.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, for sure,
Well, yeah, it's because the
um,
volume, the sell volume is so high now.
exactly,
So we're gonna
yeah.
see that.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, keep an eye on this. Again, the technical target for this breakdown is the 28K technically. So yeah, we might see some trouble areas in the middle here, as I mentioned, 32, 600, and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all, man. We're definitely bearish right now on BTC, and we're just gonna have to see how and where this price is gonna get us. But yeah,
We'll
uh,
make sure to keep
if
you guys updated with you know consistent market updates. We're gonna be doing live market updates in the next near future, as well as these late night shows. And we
for
got a
sure,
lot more content coming your way, guys. So stay tuned.
yeah. And if you guys want to see any more content, guys, you can access yarcrypto.com. We also have our news website, which is yarcryptonews.com. Um, you can always join our Discord server as well. We have a lot of really nice people there that you can talk to. We do live TA every day on there, and we also talk about crypto related stuff. So if you are interested in that, you can consider checking it out. Um, but yeah, guys, thank you so much for everyone who watched. Uh, or if you're watching it on YouTube as well, thank you so much. And yeah, my name is Groovy, guys. And thank you guys so
Bye, guys.
much.
Take
Bye
care,
Bye,
bye.
guys.
guys. Thanks,
Bye
people.
bye,
Have a good
guys.
night.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. Take care.
Bye.